hope you are sitting down for this one because I know you are not going to like this. President Obama wants to give the IRS more money. Yes, President Obama wants more money for the IRS, that same IRS that targeted conservatives, that wasted money on a Star Trek training video and just rehired the same failed software company that botched healthcare.gov. President Obama is asking Congress to give the IRS $13 billion, that's with a B, $13 billion. Now that's $2 billion more than last year. Senator Tim Scott joins us. Nice to see you, Senator.
Thank you. It's good to be back with you.
Okay, I think you know how I feel about this. So tell me, what are your thoughts on this?
We're on the same page. This is ridiculous. The IRS is already a mess. They've spent 500,000 hours on union activities, $23 million cost for those hours. If you look at the fact that the IRS has the power of intimidation, they're coming in and saying, we're going to delay your tax returns because we can't get our act together. And the president's response is, let's give the mess more money. If you get more money, you get a bigger mess. That's a major problem.
I'll tell you what unglues me. A lot unglues me, but this in particular. The federal employees, according to our research, federal employees owe $3.3 billion in back taxes. That means if they dock the federal employees who are on the payroll for the back taxes they owe, we'd have an extra 1.3 because he only wants $2 billion. And I might add the congressional employees, 714,000 of them owe 8.6, must be 740, owe 8.6 million. And the executive office of the president has 36 who owe taxes to the United States, taxpayers.
Unfortunately, Greta, here's what's happening as well. Some of those employees, more than 1,000 of those employees, are getting bonuses on top of their pay, in spite of the fact that they're in trouble with the IRS.
So is this going to happen? I mean, federal employees owe $3.3 billion. We know who they are. We know where they are, and the president wants $2 billion. So that's a quick.
Well, if we could negotiate that out, we'd be in better shape as taxpayers. But the bottom line is the president thinks that the answer to all problems is just a little more money. And now the definition of a little is a $2 billion increase versus what we've suggested is a 3% cut. A 3% cut, you're able to continue to do those things that are important for the taxpayers. Unfortunately, what we see, instead of focusing on how do we make sure that the taxpayer that has a miserable time until April the 15th every year has an opportunity to see light at the end of the tunnel. And the way that you do that is by making sure that we have an IRS that is responsive to taxpayers. They are not.
Well, you've got the House, you've got the Senate, the Republican Party. If you want to clean up the IRS, and you have oversight, and I'm not going to lay this on you, but it's time. It's time to clean house and to fix it. I mean, we've even got a situation where you've got the commissioner testifying last year that that there are no more emails. Then we find out, yes, there are emails. I mean, it's just every single day we read terrible stories about the IRS, but nobody does anything.
Well, hopefully tomorrow we'll start that conversation. I think Senator Hatch and those of us on the Finance Committee, we are going to sit there and ask specific questions on the 500,000 hours for union activities, on the fact that it costs $23 million of taxpayers, or the lavish conferences, $50 million in conferences. Think about that.
I got a few extra questions. If you're going to ask some questions tomorrow, ask why you can't collect that $3.3 billion in back taxes of federal employees. Why the executive office has 36 scofflaws on the payroll. And while you're at it, can you find out why Reverend Al Sharpton isn't on a tax payment plan? I mean, why the rest of us have to pay our taxes and he doesn't?
Well, you know, it's really interesting when you look at the dynamics of the politicization of the IRS. What you'll find very quickly is that there are some things that just do not meet common sense whatsoever. And we're just discussing some of them. We'll go a little further because when you look at healthcare.gov, you're going to hire the very people who couldn't get that fix a problem that you're spending 20% of your budget on, billions of dollars. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Senator, always nice to see you, sir.